Welcome to the Box Labs point of sale training video. In this video, I'll show you all the basics you need to know to use our POS software. This is the main screen for the point of sale, and it's the screen that you'll see whenever you're scanning OTC items or prescriptions. If the person who last used the POS performed an end-of-day settlement and closed the till, you'll be prompted to reopen it when you arrive at the POS main menu screen. The process for opening the till is simple, and it looks like this. First, you'll press confirm. So we'll be prompted to enter in the float, and that'll be the amount that's in your cash when the day starts. To keep it simple, we'll just say $100. And then we'll click Finish Open Cash. The till is now open and you can begin processing transactions. You can immediately use the scanner to scan in OTC items. Here we have a couple items that are ready to be paid for. We can also scan in a prescription that'll immediately link with the patient profile. As you can see on the right side, it's linked with Beth Bode, our test patient. Some details will appear on the side as well, like her account balance, which I'll go into more detail with later. There are some additional options that we can perform at this screen as well. At the bottom right corner, we can see the three dots here. If we click that, we can clear the transaction, put it on hold, or open another transaction that's on hold. There's also options for performing the end-of-day settlement, which I'll go into later. A little tip too is that the bolded letters here represent the shortcuts for each of these options. If we hold Control and push any of these bolded letters, it'll perform the associated action. So for example, to clear the transaction, we would just do Control-C. Some other useful options appear if we click one of the items. For example, if I click this item here, I get the option to discount it, change the quantity, refund, delete, override the tax, or edit the entire product. One of the most common options would probably be to change the quantity. We can click that and just simply click 2 or 3 or whatever number we desire and click confirm. That now changed the quantity to 2. If you scan an item and it's not found on file, Box will prompt you to create a new item. If you don't have time to do that though, and you just want to do a manual transaction, that process is very simple. We'll click up here where the blue bar is, and we'll simply type in a number. The way I like to describe it is you type it in as you'd say it. So if the amount was $10.50, I'm just going to type in $10.50 with no decimals. I'll click enter. If it's a prescription, I could click 0 rated to remove the tax. And then I can just write a description of whatever it is. And click enter. That will now add it as a manual item. For now, let's focus on cashing this patient out, and I'll show you the different payment options. Some prescriptions may require a signature. You'll see the Capture Signature button here. We can click that, and on the patient side facing screen, they'll be prompted for a signature. If it doesn't require a signature, you won't see this option. We can now click Continue, and we'll now have all the payment options in front of us. For credit or debit, we simply have to click it here, and it will automatically put the full amount there. If your pharmacy uses a DES 5000 terminal, we can link it and send it straight to that terminal. In that case, we'll click the send button and the payment can be finished on the terminal. If we accidentally click this and need to get rid of it, we can just click the garbage can icon here. We can do the same thing with debit. And we can even split payments between cash and card. For example, someone could give us $2 in cash, and we could just click credit here and it'll calculate the difference. Some of the same options from earlier can be found in the bottom right corner of the screen. If we click the three dots, we can clear the transaction, put it on hold, or open another transaction that's on hold. We can also choose whether or not to print the receipt. This is a good option if you don't have a DES 5000 terminal and we haven't integrated it. That way your debit machine prints its own receipt and you don't have to print a duplicate one through Box. And then for cash transactions, you could just leave it on, of course. Let's finish this transaction through cash. Let's say they gave me $10 in cash. I can enter that in, and then it'll show the change right here, $1.50. I can add a note to the order if I want, and I can just click Complete Order. After completing the order, if I miss the change and I'm wondering what it was again, I can simply just check down here, and it'll say Last Transaction, Change Due, $1.50. I can even click that and void it, refund it, or reprint the receipt. If you don't have a DES 5000 terminal that's integrated with Box, paying with credit is still very easy. We'll just click the credit button, it'll calculate the amount, and rather than click send, we'll just manually enter it in on the terminal, and then we'll complete the order when we're done. Of course, make sure the transaction was processed properly on your payment terminal before clicking Complete Order on Box. But even if you do, you can simply void that transaction using the last transaction button that I showed you earlier. A patient might also ask that you charge them on account. To do this, we just click On Account, and it will automatically process the amount, and we can just click Complete Order. And when that patient comes back to pay their outstanding account balance, we just click Add Customer at the top here, find the patient, and click them. And then we can click the down arrow here. So this patient owes $86.44. We can scroll down, click Pay Balance, type $86.44, click Confirm, and then it'll add it as an item here. We can click Continue, and we can choose Credit, for example, and it'll automatically process the amount. Or we can click Cash, and say they gave us an $100 bill. We'll see the change due just like any other transaction. And we can click Complete Order. And now if we check that patient again, you can see their account balance is now 0. I'll show you how to put a transaction on hold. To do that, we just click the 3 dots at the bottom right corner, and we click On Hold. We can add a note, click Confirm, and now that transaction will be on hold. If we want to bring up that transaction again, we just click the 3 dots again and click Open on Hold. That'll show all the transactions that we've put on hold. You can see the one I did just now right here. If we wanted to delete one of the other ones that no longer apply anymore, we can just click the trash can icon, and that'll delete it. We can open the one we just did by clicking it, and it'll open up and be right back where we left it. Let's perform an end of day settlement. To do that, we click the 3 dots in the bottom right corner. We click End of Day Settlement, and the way it works as of right now is you just enter in the number of bills in the cache. So for example, if you had no $100 bills in your cache, you just leave it blank. If you had 2 $50 bills, you'd type in 2. If you had 15 $20 bills, you'd type in 15, and so on. And it goes down to $1 coins, quarters, dimes, and nickels. And it'll calculate the total, and of course it accounts for the float. For our test pharmacy, this is going to be off, but that's fine. I'm going to click Finish Close Cache when I'm done, and that'll take us to the end of shift summary. This is in the Reports tab, and it's going to show you the details from that day. We can click Generate, it'll give us today, and it'll show all the details of our transactions. In the top right corner, we can click Print Report, and we can print this as we would any other document to our printer. If we accidentally exited out of this screen and we need to get back to it, we just have to click the Reports icon here, and go to End of Shift Summary under POS Reports. That'll take us to the exact same screen. In addition to this though, there's many other useful reports in the Reports tab. There's a lot of options here that might be useful to you. For example, we can go to Transaction Report, and we can see the transactions from today. From here we can void some of them as well, or refund them and reprint the receipts. In the morning, the next person who logs in and goes to the POS tab up here will be prompted to reopen the cache, just like we did at the beginning of this video. Box offers 2 very useful options for seeking help within the software. The first one is down here, where the question mark icon is. We can see it says Help. If I click that, it'll take you to this screen which offers tutorial options. This will come in the form of written articles that offer instructions on how to solve what you're looking for. For example, we could type in void, and it'll say refunds and voids. We can click that and get written instructions here. The second option for receiving help is with the live chat button at the top right corner. If we click that, it'll open this screen and you can immediately talk with one of our technicians. You just have to click this box down here and type in your message. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy using the Box Labs point of sale software.